Hello and welcome to my Spring 2025 update on this tree. So if you haven't seen this before, I've got a video called Hedge Laying an Apple Tree, and I've done various updates on it so that you can see whether what I'm doing is actually working and how it's progressing. So I want to start by showing you around the tree. The sun's in a bit of an awkward place, so I'm not sure if you can see, but I've got these tubs here. So apples that are bad and I can't do anything with, I put in these tubs, and these go around the tree, just here and here, and that helps feed the tree, because the main thing I'm trying to do is to heal this wound. So when the tree was laid, it created a very large wound down here, and in subsequent videos, my shade is getting in the way there, but you'll be able to see how this wound is gradually closed in because these are drawing up the sap, and so this is all new growth that's closing in around the wound. And in the last video I was talking about this branch here, so there was a branch here and it was very close to this branch, and they're getting a bit thicker now, and so I decided to take that one out, and you can see probably that is starting to heal as well in the same manner, because I didn't want to disrupt the circulation around here. There's also quite a big wound up here that is healing. So having the tubs around helps feed the tree, which obviously helps it to heal, but I've got some other tricks as well. So you may be able to see, let's have a look just here. So this is a plant called all-heal or woundwort, field woundwort some people call it, but the Latin name is Starkeys. I'm not sure if I pronounced that quite right. So one of my tubs here has got some baby ones coming up, and I'll transplant more of them around to help. Now let's have a look at the original grafts. So there's one here, I'm not sure if you can see, there's one there and there was one here, and they're now growing really strongly up here, as you can see. And you can see I've got some contraptions here to try and grow the twigs in a certain direction. So let's talk about that. So I've got a Lilandi there, and I want to grow in front of it. You may also have noticed, if you've watched the last video, is there's not as much ivy behind on this fence as there was last time. It is regrowing again, but I've taken a lot of it out. But yeah, I want to try and grow around from this branch here, to cover this area. It's a little bit breezy today, so I hope that's not too disruptive, and the sun's quite strong and not ideally positioned for this video, but still. So what I'm going to do to encourage, I want to encourage more of these young shoots that are quite low down, so that means I'm going to have to reduce the height of it up here, and if you prune in a dormant season, then it will result in a growth response. So I'm probably going to take a little bit of the height out of the top there and try and encourage growth around here. And then the growth I have got, I've been trying to direct a little bit into the prevailing wind using this is a sleeve from an old top, just a cut off. If you use twine directly on green wood, it will cut into it. Right, you know, you often see people stake a tree and tie it with twine, and it tends to damage the tree. So you want something that's a bit more elastic, and the ideal thing really is an old sock. And you can see up here, so I'm tying this bit to this bit of wood using some material, and I've got the knot in the middle so that the bit that I'm trying to train doesn't rub against the stake effectively, that is. So there's another one up there which uses a shoelace and a bit of material, so I'm trying to direct it into the wind a bit more. Okay, so let's go round here. So I had a video called Awkward Graft, which was this one here. So you can see it's died off a bit there and needs to be chopped. And this stick here in the previous video was a bit kind of straggly and not growing too well. You can see it's quite tight up against this fence and it's grown a bit awkwardly, but it is growing. So I might take the top off that and put it down onto, I've got some new twigs down here, and then the one in front of it, so the graft is here on the one in front, that's growing really strongly, so that's going up there, and you can see we've got a little bit of overcrowding there. So this bit here, if I follow that down, so I might take that off sort of here, just so that to make a bit more space in there. So that's my plan there. So if I look around here, so you can see this one, there was a graft here. That's growing really strongly up there. And I had one just here, which I'd knocked and damaged. So the graft had healed, and then I damaged the graft, and so I retaped it up. Well, it's healed now, and I've got some little fruit buds there, which they're really a sign of stress, but it is growing. So yeah, that's pretty good. Actually, I've got a few fruit buds on here, and you can see some here. So I may get some apples on there later on, hopefully. Right, so that's how things are going at the moment. The grafts are pretty much healed. I've got to thin things out a bit and move a few bits around. Bye then.